Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Back at it again with the Nintendo Switch OLED model. This unit is completely dead. No signs of life. Doesn't power on. Uh, Plug a charger in. No voltage draw. No amperage draw. Flip the cable over. Same thing. Totally dead. So I'm going to open it up, get the board out, and let's take an inspection. Okay, I got the motherboard out, and I was just informed by my staff that the guy who wrote up this service agreement that our customer bought this from someone on Facebook Marketplace who serviced it themselves and like it didn't work out. And I don't know how much they paid. I'm just like, how is this worth doing? Earlier today, we had a guy who brought in a PS5 for HDMI port. The amount that he paid someone on Facebook Marketplace, plus the cost of our service, came out to the same price that we are selling a very nice condition used one in the store with a warranty. And so the guy brings it in and we tell him our price and he doesn't bat an eye at it. And it's like it had never occurred to him to check a store. And like I don't understand the gamble. Like if you know how to fix stuff, like it's not really a gamble. But like I don't understand the gamble of buying broken stuff on Facebook Marketplace that you have no idea what the history is. And then not even knowing what the repair cost is going to be. And just assuming that you're going to be better off than just buying one that doesn't have an issue. It's so bizarre to me. Anyway, this Switch, I was told it was worked on, but I don't immediately see any evidence of that. But let's take a look at the M92 here and check for shorts. Okay, so in diode mode, red probe on ground and black probe. I always start with these three caps right here. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. You know something? Everything's checking out here. So let's look at the USB port, which I would say the USB port is probably the most likely do-it-yourself attempt sort of thing. You know, people get pretty intimidated when it comes to chip replacements. But USB port, everyone would be like, oh, I can do that. And maybe they tried to replace this. I really couldn't say. It looks okay. But that doesn't mean that it is okay. The liquid damage indicator is okay. There's no corrosion by the battery header. The max power chip area looks clean. Let's see. M92 area looks clean. PI3 chip area looks clean. I would say if someone did do work on this, they either didn't work on these chips or they're extraordinarily cleaning up. BQ charging chip looks okay. Let's do a couple measurements here. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. This one should have a measurement on both sides. Oh. I think we may have a problem right here. See, I should have so I got a shorted chip here. And this inductor should have here, let me change out the glare situation so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Um, this and coil should actually have diode readings on both sides, and I'm getting a beep because it's shorted. And this is shorted, and this is shorted. And like I said, this capacitor should have a reading on both sides. It's got one on this side, but not on this side. And we got to figure out what in here is causing the issue. So I'm going to put some heat on here. I'm going to remove this diode first. It's a unnecessary component, and sometimes removing that solves all your problems. So let's start by just taking that off and then remeasuring. Okay, I'm just putting that off to the side. And we're going to, I'm going to let this cool down for just a moment. Okay, so now I'm back in diode mode, and I'm going to check here. And I got 0.3 instead of short. 0.3 instead of short. This cap is on the same line as this. It's not shorted anymore. And this cap is on the same as over here, and it's not shorted either anymore. So possibly that diode was faulty. I'm going to plug a battery in and see if it starts charging. Okay, so I plugged a battery in, and it's still dead as a corpse. I'm going to do a diode reading on the port. Okay, so this cool tool, I can plug into a USB-C port, and it gives me diode readings on all the pins. And that is giving me an open loop on 4, 16, 9, and 21. Now, I've done this a lot over the last couple years. I keep notes. I, upon purchasing this tool, made notes what would happen if I removed the M92 altogether. And if I did, I would have open loop on pin 4, 5, 9, 16, 20, and 21. And 4, 9, 16, 21, those would all be open loop if I had the M92 removed. So it's possible that the M92 has failed, even though it's not showing any shorts on the caps. So right now, it could be the USB port, or it could be the M92, I'm thinking. The diode readings I know are associated with the M92, but if the connection for the USB port is damaged, then it wouldn't be making that connection either, which would result in an OL reading. So I'm trying to decide which one I should do first. I'm thinking I'll do the USB port first, because the caps around the M92, they're measurable and those check out. And so, whereas the USB port, not really. I can't see the pads underneath until I pull that sucker off. So let's move forward with removing the USB port. Okay, so we're heating from underneath. I'm going to put some flux here. And I'm going to add some leaded solder in on the legs. That's going to make it easier to take off and put back on. Okay. I say all the pads look good. Let's put the replacement on. Goodness gracious. Alright, kind of got that lined up. Let's put some flux on. Okay, let's tap that into place. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on the top here and remove the heat. Okay, let's check those diode readings again. Okay, so here's the tool. We're going to turn that on. And then we're going to plug the switchboard in and see what kind of readings we come up with. And survey says, look at that. Ah, it looks like it was the USB port. That's good. That means I was right. I like being right. It feels natural. So again, you know, just because you have notes that indicate pins go to one thing or another doesn't mean that it can't be caused by something else altogether. All of it channels through the USB port regarding charging, right? All right, let's plug a battery in and see if it's charging now. Okay, so I got my charging cord with a meter here, and I'm going to plug the battery onto the board. And let's switch cameras so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so what we expect is for it to immediately read 15 volts and round half an amp, and then the display on the tester should go off as it kicks into fast charging, and then it should come back and show 15 volts, approximately 0.8 amps, and then the fast charging light up. So let's see if that's what we get. Okay, plug it in. 15 volts, 0.49 amps. Power cycle, 15 volts, 0.6. That might be about right for this battery. Then we gotta flip this cord over. I'm starting to think when the system's powered on, it's usually about 0.8 amps. I think with the system not powered on and just the battery, that seems about right. So what we're going to do is put this board back in the system. Hey, Chris.
Hey, man.
Anything exciting happening out there?
I was just in there. I don't know.
You're absolutely right. I'll put it in the system, get the system charged up, turn it on, and then I should see that amperage about where I was suggesting that it should be. Anyway, I just realized I had the wrong camera up while I was chatting with Chris. I might edit that out. Okay, I'm going to put this in the system. We'll be back. And here's the final result. Like I said, once the system turned on, and it's turned on, then we get the voltage and amperage that I was describing. And that's a successful repair. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you found something helpful. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Motivates me to make another video.